Hey y'all, it's Hans. Welcome back again this week. It is another week and we've got another much anticipated scope review to go over. And this is the brand new, really not even available yet, the brand new Sightmark Wraith 4K Max. A lot of people have been asking about it, want to know about this and the difference between the Sightmark Wraith HD that it's been out for quite some time now. But people really want more information. They want to know when they can get it. We're going to answer all those questions right now today on the Sightmark Wraith 4K Max. But first thing we're going to do, you're going to get a chance to see some videos with it. As always, got a few hunting videos with it on some hogs. We're going to go over the functionality, kind of the button layout, what kind of everything does. If you are always, as always, if you're looking for more information about any of these optics or scopes or thermal or night vision, check out the Late Night Vision Show podcast. We did a full in-depth review on the 4K Max just last week. So you can check that out on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Just search the Late Night Vision Show. You can also find it on YouTube with the Late Night Vision Show. We've already done the review of this, way more in depth with Jason and I going back and forth. But the difference is on this channel, you will get to see video with it. So as always, if you have any questions, comment to the video. Let me know. You can also email me. But we are taking pre-orders for these right now. If you want to purchase the 4K HD, it's available now. If you want to purchase the 4K Max, it will be available. We're thinking hopefully towards the end of this year. This video is being taped towards the end of September 2020. They say availability towards the end of the year. They may be in a little bit sooner, but the amount of quantities that the dealers are going to be getting is going to be very slim. So there's going to be a lot of people fighting for them. The best thing to do is call Jason at 877-350-1818. Get your name put on a list. If you want to pre-order one of these, all you got to do is put $100 down. It saves your spot in line. Or as always, you can go to outdoorlegacygear.com, pre-order it on the website. What you're going to have to do is just pre-order it and just forget about it, because it's like getting a suppressor stamp. You get it, you pay for the stamp, you do all the paperwork, and you forget about it, and then one day they call you and say your suppressor's ready. If you decide you want this, pre-order, prepare for a wait, but it will be here hopefully towards the end of the year, maybe better availability at the beginning of 2021. But again, if you're watching this video at the end of the year in 2021, this may not make any sense. But right now, as we're taping it, they're not available, but will be coming available soon. So the specs on the Sightmark Wraith 4K Max, it is a 3000 by it's actually a 4000 by 3000 pixel resolution, which does make it a 4K unit. You have the option of daytime and nighttime use. Just like the HD has full color HD picture, the Wraith 4K Max has a full screen 4K picture. And it is an unbelievable picture image. I'll get into more of my likes and dislikes towards the end of the video, and you definitely want to stay tuned for that, because there's a lot to know about who this is going to be good for and who it's not going to be good for. So again, 3000 or 4000 by 3000 pixel resolutions, a 4K image. It is again full color during the day. At night is the traditional, infrared picture that you would see on every day-night scope. It does have rechargeable batteries, which is a big difference between the Wraith HD and the 4K Max. Did a bench test on it on the bench, which means you're just sitting it here. You're not scrolling through menus. You just turn it on and let it sit. Got 6 hours and 48 minutes of runtime. More predictably out in the field, if you're powered it on and off and going through menus and changing different things and using it a bunch, I think more realistically it's going to be around 5 hours of runtime. And that does depend on cold weather versus warm weather. A big difference again between this HD and the new 4K Max unit. The HD did record video but did not record audio. The 4K Max records both video and audio. It's fantastic, especially if you like to use your videos for content, post them on social media. It's nice to have that audio on there, and it does record, and it records perfectly. Tried it a lot, no problems at all with that. Multiple color reticles and options to choose from. It has multiple rifle profile settings, so if you want to put it on different rifles. This mount that I have on it right now, this is the QD mount, 2-throw lever QD mount. You can get this at Outdoor Legacy Gear. This is not what comes in the box. It's a what comes in the box is the traditional where you tighten it down with your thumb. This one is the QD mount, $60. It's worth it. If you're going to be changing that unit out on different rifles to hunt with, you want to save your zeros. Put that on there, switch them back and forth, save it on a different rifle profile, you're ready to go. It's worth the money. The price on this unit, $799.97, so it's $300 more than the HD. But I will tell you, there is a world of difference, in my opinion, in the quality of the image, especially during the daytime with this unit. I mean, you're talking about a 4K picture with this unit versus a traditional HD picture with the Wraith 4K, the Wraith HD. I'm a big fan of the Wraith HD. I've got one mounted back here behind me. Love that scope, but this one to me, especially during the day, the picture is head and shoulders above the Wraith HD unit. I'm a big fan of this and look forward to doing some day hunts during deer season with this as well, because I think the video is going to look fantastic on it. Just walking around the scope, the layout is a lot different than the HD, if you're familiar with that. You've got your focus objective ring right here, so you turn that to focus the objective lens. Obviously, you have your eyepiece diopter focus here. You've got a power button on this side, and you've got your record button right here on the other side. On the top, you notice there's kind of a wheel. That's your menu wheel where you press down. You can scroll this to go through the menu if you hold it down. If you don't hold down, if you just turn it without pushing it down, that's your zoom. That's how you zoom in and out and magnify the image. I love that feature on this scope. It's so easy to, if you're out looking through it, you're trying to hunt with it, just so easy to turn that wheel to increase the magnification. And you can adjust the increments of magnification anywhere from 0.1 power all the way, I think it goes up to at least 1 power adjustment. So every time you turn it, it's a 1 power adjustment, or as low as a 0.1 adjustment. So that may make more sense if you do get this unit, but that's a great feature and something I really love about it. As far as other walking around, it has a spot on here for a micro SD card that goes there. You've got your area right here where you charge the unit. This is actually where you can also plug it into the computer or an external battery power bank if you want to do so. You can plug it right there. Other than that, it's a pretty simple, as far as, I don't want to say simple, because it's not. There's some things we're going to talk about as far as simplicity. But as far as the button layout and the turn dial, you've got your IR light that comes with it on the side. This is a more improved IR light than which came on the Wraith HD. But I'm going to tell you what, it's worth the money. Pay a little bit less than $200. Get you a sniper hog light. This is the 50 millimeter. I also use the 66 LRX sniper hog light. Like I said, a little bit less than $200, but you can see probably 3 times as far with a sniper hog light versus the traditional IR light that comes on this unit. I also mount my IR lights under the front end of my barrel. It helps with the smoke whiteout. Whenever you take that first shot, all that smoke comes up and kind of blinds you for a second. It helps mounting it on the front underneath your rifle versus, I think, mounting them on the sides or anywhere on top like they used to be. So when I was out using this unit, I did not have the IR light mounted on the side, had it underneath the rifle. So I would definitely suggest doing that. The likes, there's a lot to like and love about this scope. Great picture image during the day, great picture image at night. Depending on the IR light, you will be able to see as far out as that light will let you. And it does produce a very good picture image. During the day is unbelievable. I tested both of them. I had the HD lined up against the 4K, and definitely the picture image in this is, you'll be very impressed with it. I do love rechargeable batteries. And again, it gets about 5 hours of in the field use runtime. That's plenty fine with me. I would take this out and leave it on. I wouldn't leave my IR light on the whole time, but I would have the scope turned on the whole time. And I'd sit out and call for hogs or coyotes and never even got close to running low on battery. But if you go out for 8 hours or 9 hours at night, you might want to get you a power bank to plug in the side to run it. That might be something worth doing, but really I didn't have a problem with the batteries at all. Love rechargeable batteries and love that option in here as well. I like the video and audio. The audio is an important thing to me. The HD not having audio wasn't that big of a deal, but it does, when you create content for social media, it does add an extra step of what you have to do to try to sync and add in audio to it. But again, it's a great improvement. But the biggest difference you're going to see with this versus the HD is just the vast picture improvement, just because it's got more pixels. More pixels means better picture and more clarity. So I think, in my opinion, if somebody asks, is this worth an additional $300? In my opinion, hands down, it is worth an additional $300 on top of the Wraith HD. Now, let's talk about the dislikes and who this optic may not be good for. We get a lot of calls at Outdoor Legacy. A lot of people call asking about scopes, have questions about scopes, and they want to know, the first thing they say is, I'm not good with technology. I need, if I want a new app on my phone, I've got to call my neighbor's son over to do it for me. I don't feel comfortable using stuff with a higher level of difficulty when it comes to electronics or technology. This scope, compared to the HD, is much more, I want to say, you have to have a little bit higher tolerance level for learning technology or learning how the device is set up. There's a lot more menu items to set up with different recording modes, like 4K 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second versus recording in HD. There's a lot of those settings. There's some automatic settings. There's some things that you want to get taken care of. The menu is a lot more involved and a little bit more complicated to use than the HD. So if you have a problem with technology, or if you get frustrated because things are a lot more involved when it comes to working something, you might want to look at an HD. It's a basic scope, does everything you want it to do. But if technology and advanced technology doesn't really scare you, if you are willing and have an open mind to learn the settings and what they do. Now, if you purchase it from Outdoor Legacy Gear, you always have Jason and I to call on and to lean on and say, hey, what are the preferred settings for me to set this up and go out in the field and hunt? We'll definitely let you know, walk you through the steps, tell you the preferred settings, and that way you don't have to go through and learn like we did what's the best setup to do. But if you have an open mind and you don't get concerned about learning something new when it comes to technology, this 4K unit is my new favorite night vision scope. I've enjoyed using it the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's been a ball. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was using the brand new Pulsar Thermion XG50, which is the newest thermal scope out on the market. Switched right over to the 4K Max, and it's been a blast, and it's been a lot of fun. It's a good picture image. I think worth the $300 additional dollars. 2 questions is, are you willing to wait for it? If you can't wait for it, you need something right now during deer season, you're going to have to get the HD. If you're willing to wait towards the first of 2021, you're willing to wait, then this is a great option for you. Put $100 down at OutdoorLegacyGear.com, saves your spot in line. If you get intimidated by advanced technology and setup, and you have to call your neighbor's son over to help you set up your smartphone or put an app on your smartphone, you might want to consider the HD instead of the 4K. But again, got an open mind. You want the best picture image on the market for the money. You want the best options with the scope. The 4K Max is going to be the way to go. And I look forward to answering everybody's questions about it, because I know there's going to be a lot. And I know if you purchase from Outdoor Legacy Gear, there's going to be a lot of questions when people get in their hands. But we look forward to it, and that's what Jason and I are in the business to do, is to help all you out, help you make decisions on what you need, and hopefully y'all tell your friends and family where to go to get your next night vision scope or thermal scope or optic. Get it from Outdoor Legacy Gear. So we appreciate it. Hope you've enjoyed the videos, the specs, the likes, the dislikes, who it's going to be good for, functionality. If you have any other questions, you comment to this video. You can always jump on over to the Late Night Vision Show podcast and check out our episode 124, which is the Sightmark Wraith 4K Max review. I'll put a link in the description of this video as well, so you can jump right over to that video. It's about an hour long. So, Jason and I like to talk. And when you check that out, you'll get a ton of information as well. We will be seeing y'all very soon. I've got a lot more reviews to come up. Y'all, we've got our hands finally on a Bearing Optics Hogster 35 millimeter. People have been going crazy about it. People have been asking us about it. When you're going to review it? I've got one. I've been testing it for a week, and I look forward to reviewing that for y'all very soon, putting out some hunting videos and clips with it. Y'all can check me out on Instagram at HansETX. And as always, check me out here on the YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Look forward to seeing y'all soon. Y'all stay safe in the fields. Keep making them bacon pancakes.